In other words, dito sa 6.3 trillion pesos budget, magkano ang manggagaling sa pangungutang? Proposed national budget of 6.3 trillion pesos for 2025. How does the government plan to bridge the resulting deficit?
Madam Speaker, para sa taong 2025, ang inaasahang deficit na amounting to 1.537 trillion ay ma-finance through gross borrowings amounting to 2.545 trillion.
Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, in other words, dito sa 6.3 trillion pesos budget, magkano ang manggagaling sa pangungutang?
So, Madam Speaker, as I had mentioned, for a total spending of 6.352 trillion and with a projected revenues of 4.644 trillion, the deficit amounting to 1.537, ang estimated po natin na gross borrowings would be 2.545 trillion. So if we deduct from that amortization and net financing, ang amount po niyan is exactly equal to the estimated deficit, Madam Speaker.
So magkano?
Ang gross borrowings, as I had mentioned, is 2.545.
2.545
trillion.
trillion. Ito ang gross borrowings na kasama rito sa national budget?
Yes, for 2025.
Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, what is the total national debt as of now?
So ngayon po, ang total is about 16 trillion.
16 trillion pesos?
15.69 trillion to be exact. Madam
Okay,
Speaker.
so we now have, Madam Speaker, a total debt of 15.6 trillion pesos. Just a year ago, this was, I think, 14 trillion pesos. Correct me if I'm wrong, Madam Sponsor.
That is correct, Madam Speaker, Your Honor.
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, what specific measures or strategies will the government implement to address the shortfalls?
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, ang pinaka-importante pagdating sa utang ay ang tinatawag na debt to GDP ratio. Ibig sabihin, hindi yung absolute amount ng utang, kung hindi yung relative amount ng utang. Ibig sabihin, kung gaano kalaki ang utang kumpara sa kabuuang kita ng ekonomiya. So today, our debt to GDP ratio is 60.9%. At sa ngayon, tayo naman po, itong debt to GDP ratio ay manageable po. At as of now, tayo naman po ay on track to our target of 56.3 na
Madam
debt
Speaker,
to GDP ratio by 2028. So ang ibig sabihin, Madam Speaker, ang ating pag-manage ng utang is really sa pagpapalaki ng kita. So in other words, kailangan pag umutang tayo, kailangan maging productive ang paggamit ng utang. So kinakailangan, pinapalaki natin ang ating kita para mabayaran natin ang ating utang. So in other words, debt to GDP, yung GDP nasa denominator, hindi po ba? So habang pinapalaki natin ang ating GDP, pinapalaki natin ang denominator, ay napapababa natin ang debt to GDP over time. Madam Speaker, Your Honor.
Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, what is the debt to GDP ratio? I wasn't able to.
Madam Speaker, currently it is 60.9.
Not 56.3%?
56.3 is our target for 2028, Madam Speaker. And as we are progressing, we are on track, Madam Speaker, Your Honor.
So the debt to GDP ratio is actually 60%.
As of the moment, Madam Speaker.
60%. And the target, Madam Speaker, is 56.3%, which is still above the pre-pandemic levels. Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, is this correct?
Tama po yun. Pero, Madam Speaker, Your Honor, siyempre, sa buong mundo, nagsilakihan, lumobo talaga ang utang ng buong mundo dahil sa pandemya. Kinailangan talaga ng lahat ng bansa sa buong mundo na umutang just to be able to cope with the needs of something that is very extraordinary, ito pong COVID pandemic.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor. The country's target revenue as a percentage of GDP has remained relatively stagnant based on the records, prompting concerns about the efficacy of existing revenue-generating strategies. Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, what specific reforms or initiatives does the government plan to implement or improve this revenue collection process?
Sa ngayon po, of course, ang pinaka-importante sa lahat ay ang pag-i-improve ng tax administration. So yan ang pinaka-importante. Meron tayong pinasa na ease of paying taxes noong January 5, 2024. At ito naman po ay nag-modernize ng ating tax administration at nag-improve ng ating collection efficiency. So ang ginawa po nito ay na-simplify po ang ilang mga tax processes at nakapag-provide po ng mga facilities nang sa ganon ay napagpadali ang pagbayad po ng buwis ng ating mga kababayan, particularly through electronic channels. At kasama din dito yung ating digital VAT. Actually, ang digital VAT, Madam Speaker, Your Honor, hindi naman po ito bagong buwis dahil ito ay lumang VAT, kaya lang hindi natin nakolekta. So, nung pinasa natin itong bagong batas, it really was just a way to collect itong VAT sa mga digital platforms.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Sponsor. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, the unemployment rate reached its lowest at 3.1% as of June 2024. Is this correct, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor?
That is correct, Madam Speaker, Your Honor.
So, the unemployment rate as of now is 3.1%. A rather low
That is
figure.
correct, Madam Speaker, Your Honor.
And the underemployment also declined to 12.1% from 12.3% in 2023. Is this correct, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor?
That is correct, Madam Speaker, Your Honor.
So these are very good indicators. However, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, despite these improvements, 58% of Filipino families, or around 16 million households, still consider themselves poor. Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, so what happened?
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, ang maganda sigurong tingnan ay ang pagbaba ng poverty incidence. So, maaaring tama po ang ating kagalang-galang na Congressman Kong Bernardo, na marami pa rin sa ating mga kababayan na mahirap pa rin. Pero kahit paano naman po, dahil sa pagganda ng ating employment figures, ay nagkaroon tayo ng improvement sa ating poverty incidence. So sa katunayan, ang ating poverty incidence ay bumaba from poverty incidence dropped from 18.1 in 2021 to 15.5 in 2023. So, yun siguro ang magandang tingnan, and that would be consistent with the gains that we're seeing in terms of employment. Madam Speaker, Your Honor.
So the poverty incidence drastically declined, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, from 18.1% in 2021 to 15.5% in 2023.
That is correct.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. Thank you,